So I was hanging out at the Ace the other day.
Ace is a place for the helpful hardware, folks.
Do you realize how hard it is to ask a question around you?
Yeah, it's
Like, it's
pretty
like
difficult.
every single time. Like, it doesn't even matter what I'm talking about.
Well, sorry, dude. It's the ADHDs.
Well, it's the what?
It's the ADHDs, and I hear something and it clicks, and I have to sing the jingle of
Don't
it.
they have medication for that or something?
Probably. It's too pricey.
I got you. Well, how many you got, like, in the old noggin?
Like all of them?
Really?
I'm pretty sure I do.
State Farm.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Okay. All right. This is the easy one. Lucky Charms.
Heart stars and horseshoes, clovers and doubloons
You forgot Magically Delicious.
are magically delicious.
All right. McDonald's.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it.
Now, how hard was it for you to not do?
Extremely difficult.
We can do the real one at the end.
Okay, that's fair.
All right. How about another easy one? Klondike Bar.
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
Ironically, not much.
Yeah, I know. Those are not a very tasty treat at all.
All right. Kit Kat.
For whatever reason, I started to go into the Addams Family.
Really?
Ba-da-da-da.
Wow. For Kit Kat?
For Kit Kat.
Interesting. That's like a psychological twist.
What a twist! Kit Kat. Hang on. Give me a break.
There you go.
Give me a break.
You had to search for that one a little bit.
I did.
All right, last one.
Okay.
Huggies.
You can kick it now. Boom, boom.
Well, welcome.
Hey there,
welcome,
hey there,
welcome,
oh there,
welcome,
neighbor.
welcome. This is what happens when Pastor Pinewoods, he forgets to write a welcome intro.
Oh, nice. Just fill it up with welcomes.
I literally put welcome.
What?
And I usually write it out, so it's, at least got a flow to it, and not a thing, just a blank screen today, baby.
Beauty. Well, I mean, we have changed up the scenery quite a bit. So
That's true.
I think that's probably what the issue is.
I think it just threw me for a bit of a loop.
Yeah.
Well, you traveled all the way up to the Great White North.
The Great White North theory.
It's really not the Great White North. It's kind of like the Great White North of Tejas.
The Great Brown North.
Hey, this isn't Hereford.
Well, that's fair.
We're closer to Hereford than we were.
Yeah.
But not quite there yet. So we are at the...
We're at the barn at the farm.
So we had talked about this being the farm song because it's hilarious.
Yes.
So if you don't remember, this is In the Mood with chickens, and it fits.
It does.
So
I like it.
We're in the barn at the farm, and as we said last time, which has been a while since we recorded up here, maybe
30
5
episodes.
Yeah. So if you do hear a duck in the background, or especially one of my obnoxious dogs, just know that it can't be helped.
Just get a yappy little wieners.
Yep, and the ducks can be pretty loud too.
Yeah,
surprisingly.
They're
So
pretty mean.
if they don't run from you, they'll bite the crap out of you.
Yeah.
They have an epic fight or flight.
And it mostly leans towards fight, which is weird because they don't really got much. You figure you could wring them out pretty quick, just flicking the wrist and
Yeah, I mean they weigh, I don't know, 7 pounds at the most.
Yeah.
And their little bills are not real tough. Now they do hurt if they get you like on the hand or something.
Sure.
They sting, but you could take it, duck. It's not that big of a deal.
I punched a Canadian goose in the face once.
Man, the Canadian listeners are gonna be mad, eh?
Take off there, Wuzzers. Hey, that's jokes. I'm gonna go to the brewery. I'll take you to the Looney Bin, eh?
Hey, speaking of something kind of close to ducks, we apparently are paying $1.50 to $1.75 per chicken wing.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Man, I don't know. I guess doing some research into it, apparently it started in like the end of 2020.
Yeah.
With the chicken shortage.
Right.
But, well, I say a chicken shortage. There was less chicken, like 4% or something like that. I don't know. You have all the numbers on that
I can't remember the numbers. I did look it up, but what happened was the demand shrunk, and the demand didn't shrink. The infrastructure shrunk, and they couldn't get them where they needed to go.
Right.
And so meat chickens, the profit is so minuscule,
Right.
that the longer you keep them, the longer you have to feed them. So it's no longer cost effective to keep them. So they just killed them and then like threw them away and ate their loss. So they have these, millions of chickens that were disposed of. And so then everybody's wanting chicken, and then they can't get it.
Yep.
So the supply or the demand goes crazy, and it's just been growing this year, and you got inflation and blah, blah, blah. And so now chicken wings that used to be literally like 25 cents,
35 cents. Yeah, and you paid them like $2.50 for them.
Yeah. And so you had an order the other day, just a couple of orders of chicken wings, like $40.
No, it was like $70. And I was freaking out. I was like, what happened here? And then it was actually Wingstop.
Okay.
And found out that Wingstop has a little splinter group, and it's called Thigh Stop now.
Really?
And they're doing chicken thighs. As I guess you can get the chicken thighs are plentiful, but the I guess there's too much of a overculling of the buffaloes to get the buffalo chicken wings.
Well, the buffalo wings are where it's at. So
I agree.
And apparently the white man is very good at eradicating buffalo.
Yeah.
So the buffalo wings are the first things to go.
That's definitely a white man thing, is crushing it.
Yeah, and
Crushing
kind of
aminals.
going too far.
Yeah.
We went so far that they were like, "Hey, where all the buffalo go?"
You remember that guy riding on the buffalo? That was the last of the Mohicans over there.
That was the last of the Mohicans and the last of the buffaloes. Funny thing, so when I was in Albuquerque, well, you're familiar with it, the pizza place Dion's.
Yes.
I didn't know they had any in Texas, but apparently they do.
Yep.
I think in Lubbock and Midland, is that right? Is there one in Midland? So when I was in Albuquerque, Dion's Ranch is like a staple over there.
Oh, yeah.
And it is good, right?
It is a must in my house. I have that and their Caesar dressing because it is
really
just
good.
delicious.
So there was a year there, like a 6-month period, where something happened with their trucking services, and they could not get Dion's Ranch dressing made anymore.
What?
So there was a Dion Ranch shortage of 2018,
Holy moly.
and the people in the Duke City went bananas.
Well, yeah.
And so
it's exactly, I mean, you can't not have that pizza with some ranch on it.
Yeah. So, and not just any ranch.
It has to be Dion's
has to
ranch.
be. So like you got, of course, you have Kraft Ranch at the bottom. It's terrible. Like it's not even ranch. It's just it's awful. And then you got the Step Up, which is Hidden Valley, which is respectable ranch.
Ish.
I mean, I can handle it. But then like Dion's is its own class.
It's in a whole new sport.
So what everybody was doing, well, I say everybody, what the people who were hard up for money were doing, they were going to their fridges and they're seeing they had like a half a bottle of Dion's Ranch and they were putting it on Craigslist for like 40, 50, 60 bucks.
Say, I got some black market Dion's Ranch.
You know that stuff you can't get anymore? I got some.
I guess it reminds me of that friggin' how that old Pappy. I watched that show called Heist on Netflix, and they had the what was that distillery, Buffalo Trace.
Yes,
they had this old Pappy bourbon that
just very highly sought after.
Yeah, and I mean, when it was in production, that was only like $200 a bottle, which is still pricey,
of course.
But after all the theft and everything, it became so rare and so sought after. They're like $6, $7, $8 grand for a bottle of it.
Yeah, it's bananas. And people have capitalized on that and tried to make not only knockoffs, but actually produced old Pappy bottles because the trademark had lapsed or whatever. So somebody bought it up. So you can buy this nasty stuff now under Old Pappy.
Yep.
And they're kind of riding the wave of that name.
Might as well, right?
So much so that you can actually find an Old Pappy cigar.
What?
Yeah.
Soaked in Old Pappy?
Nope. It's just a cigar with an Old Pappy label on it.
That's awesome.
It's decent. It's an okay cigar. But again, riding that name, man.
You just gotta ride it, man.
So if you got the Dion's Ranch shortage, you can get $80 for your 3/4 full bottle of ranch you got sitting in the back of your fridge.
You ever seen a Dion's Ranch cigar?
No, but that's brilliant. That sounds delicious.
Let's ride that wave.
How about we get to the flagship section that everybody comes here for, including us?
Yes.
How about a little libations today?
I like it.
what are we drinking today?
Well, I figured we would stick with the whole Albuquerque theme.
The old Duke City?
The old Duke City.
Okay.
This brew is from the Marble Brewery.
I like that brewery.
In Albuquerque.
Right there over there in New Mexico.
Yeah, that's over there in New Mexico. And this is the Double White. There's 2 weeks in a row now that we're going to have a pretty rough, skimpy description on the brew.
Oh, really? So before you go into that, Marble is, of course, like you said, it's in Albuquerque. It was founded in Albuquerque. They have 2 or 3 locations there. And that was one of the things to do was to brew hop, where you go to these different breweries.
Yeah.
And they would always have this kind of culture around the breweries and the food trucks.
Yep.
So it was like a really cool Friday, Saturday night. We would go a lot of times Sunday after church, and we'd just go and we'd have a couple of beers, and we'd get like tacos or the oni noodles in Albuquerque. Woo,
nice.
son, very, very good. So it brings back good memories finding these breweries here in Texas.
Nice.
So this one was actually, we found local in Borger, of all places.
Of all places.
And I didn't even know they had it.
So it was a nice find.
It was a great find.
Good things happen when I show up to the barn at the farm.
Heathen shows up to the country and get her spurs on right.
That's right.
All right.
Tell you what. I tell you what.
Tell us a little bit about this brew.
Well, the quaint description that is given on this is delicate and dry, pale and hazy. This Belgian-inspired wheat ale is accented with traditional spices.
Okay.
And it is 7% ABV.
Ooh, it's up there.
So it's actually pretty hefty in the ABV for an ale.
For sure.
It doesn't have, I can't find any of the information on where it sits on the IBUs.
Okay.
Which has me a little leery. I don't have high hopes for this one.
So I'm hoping for high IBUs, and you're hoping for
low.
We'll
Keep
see.
it low.
Well, it's Belgian style. So typically the ones we've had that are that style, they're on the sweeter side. That spicy kind of sweet taste. So I imagine this is going to be right there with it.
Okay.
And I have had it, but I don't remember it very well. So let's, you ready to crack it open and find out?
I say we do's it.
All right, let's go. Prost!
Clank it and drink it. I'll say on the nose, it had just a hint of sweetness.
Yeah.
And then taking the first sip of it, it was very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. It started out sweet on the tongue, and then I got a little bit of the hoppiness on the back, and then almost at the very end of it, I got just a slight skunkiness to it.
Oh, really? Hang on. I had to listen to Dan Aykroyd for a second.
Oh, Dan.
I knew he was coming up. So
I didn't know Dan Aykroyd was in this flick.
That's John Goodman.
Go, John.
All right, I'm sorry. Back to the beer. I get caught up.
Yeah. It's the ADHDs.
It really is. So it's definitely Belgian. It's that Belgian style spice. I don't know if that's every one that I've had has that base to it. It's almost like we were talking about at the brewery with those guys, how the porters and the stouts will have a base to them. So they make a coffee stout base,
usually, yeah,
and then they'll add crap to it. Kind of feel like that's the way some of these Belgians are, because it, like the Reverend that we had,
yeah,
and my wife and I really like that 1554 from New Belgian Brewery. They're all very similar.
Okay.
I really like it. It's full bodied. It's got a little sweetness. It's not overly sweet, and it's not bitter.
No, it's not. I think the more that I'm drinking it, though, the more I'm getting that hoppy skunkiness on the backside of it, which is weird because I don't know that.
See, I'm not getting that. I get floral notes on the back. I don't get the skunky.
Well, maybe the one that I got had like a expired florals.
Yours is wilted.
I got some of them wilted florals.
Well, we might differ on this one a little bit. So I'm not. Again, we're not beer aficionados. My guess is when it says double. So when you have like a double IPA, typically it's, I guess, maybe not double fermented, but double ingredients. And so it ups the alcohol.
Increases, sure.
And so I imagine that's what this is. But all the Belgians that we've tried, and also the ones that I really like, are higher ABV anyway.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm just talking out of my butt at the moment about it. I like it, and I'm gonna be in a high B area. For this beer.
Well, give me what your hit me with your best shot there.
Nice.
86. 86. Wow.
You know what? Because of the can, get it an 87.
Because of the can.
I like it. It's got the
Route
what do you call that?
66 on there.
Yeah, but it's got like
cactus.
just the negative, just the black and white contrast with the blue there. I like it.
Well, I didn't know we were giving points for cans.
I do every once in a while. Like if they're too flamboyant and then the beer fails, that's points off for me, bro.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I like this. This just kind of flies under the radar. You see it, and then on second glance, you're like, oh yeah, that's pretty nice.
Oh, I mean,
little cactus.
To be fair, that is how I ended up finding that today. I was like,
that's a fair point.
Yeah, what is this? That's kind of a under the radar looking case. I like it.
Yep.
Have you ever had this one? And he goes, ooh, I have, but it's been a long
time. At least 4 years. Maybe more than that.
Nice. Well, you going in with an 87, and I'm going to go in with a 75.
Okay. All right. Little more than I thought we were going to be off, but not surprising.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think those wilted florals on the backside of it are
wilted florals.
It's just not working for me. But the first 3/4 of it,
yeah,
I'm surprisingly really enjoying it.
Okay, all right. So it's just kind of.
I think it's just as long as I just keep slamming it.
Yeah.
If I were able to drink it continuously and not get those wiltedness at the end, I think we'd be all right.
Okay. Well, I like those ratings. I think they're solid.
Yeah.
And a good beer and a great brewery.
Brewery. This is not a brewery.
I was trying to enunciate and it kind of backfired on me.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, go check them out. If you're in New Mexico or a lot of parts of Texas, you can find these beers. They're very well known, very prevalent. And the brewmasters over there are great folks. All the breweries are clean, and not all of them are. And so I just remember that being a selling point, that they were nice and well taken care of. So go check Marble Brewing out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Really good stuff. You got anything else to say about this brew?
No, I think that's good.
You gonna sack up and finish it, Nancy?
Oh, I finished all of them.
Okay,
I'm not like you, bro.
I don't know that one last week. I don't know if either one of us
finished it.
Did you?
I drank another one. Ooh. And I will say, I very seldom do this, but I might go back and reevaluate.
Go back and lower your ranking?
No. I might raise my ranking.
Really?
Because that beer, the warmer it got,
okay,
the more that green chili.
Did any of the spice ever come out?
It was super faint,
okay,
but there was, and the green chili flavor actually kind of lasted a little bit longer.
Okay,
so I was pleasantly surprised with that.
Well, as with a lot of these beers that we've had, the temp
finding the right temperature,
it matters a whole bunch.
Yes, it does.
And we've started several that have been super cold, and you don't get the nuance, and then later through the episode, you really pick all that up.
Yep.
Almost like we should add a segment like second chance beer, second chance beer ranking.
Yeah.
But all right, well, let's go to our next segment about a little 4 questions.
Do it. Hey, Pinewood, what you drinking?
Well, I felt like something a little fruity, so I got me a mango IPA.
Get that crap out of here!
Hey, bro, what the French, man?
You gotta give this cocoa cocktail a try.
What is it, a cocoa connection?
Nah, bro, come on. It's cocoa cocktail. It's the newest craze in the seltzer game. It's a vitamin-infused, all-natural, non-GMO, spiked, sparkling coconut water. It's literally the future of alcohol.
Come on, man. The future of alcohol, that's a little heavy-handed.
Bro, I'm telling you, even the aliens are drinking this stuff.
You mean like the space lizards?
Like the space lizards? Oh, dude, you know what? We should totally stock up on this for the life ship. Ooh. I mean, the people are going to want a sweet, tasty beverage, eh?
But we got to give the people what they want.
Got to give them the best, bro.
Well, Hellfire, you won me over. Let me try that thing. Well, dang, son, that's delicious. I don't know why you had to use all those highfalutin, flowery words, but that key lime seltzer speaks for itself.
Well, I tell you what's even better. All of our listeners get a banging discount when they order on Coco Cocktail's website.
Well, shoot, man, what's that website?
That website is www.cocococktail.com. That is COCOCOCKTAIL.com. And enter promo code FWTG7 when you order an 8-pack and FWTG12 when you order a 24-pack.
Do I get that discount when I order?
I mean, so long as you use the promo codes, I don't see why you wouldn't.
Do you think Coco Cocktails would send me that koozie?
Yeah, that's going to be a hard no, bro.
Coco Cocktail is an alcoholic beverage, and you must be 21 years old to enjoy, and please drink responsibly.
Now get on them interwebs and order you some, you plentiful some bitches, and cheers to your health.
Four questions.
I'm
I think
so
we
glad
have.
you found that.
I am too. I think we have 4 questions today.
We do have 4 questions again.
All right. Now, last week, our 4 questions started fantastic, and then it kept getting better and better, and it was so good, but it went a little long.
Yeah,
so maybe
that's what she said.
Usually, that's not
Yeah,
ever.
that's not what she said.
So we're gonna rein it in just a little bit, keep them down to a respectable length.
That's what she said.
There you go. I figured you'd catch up on that one. All right. So, Beezy, why don't you hit us with question number uno?
All right. Numero uno is coming in from a good friend of ours, Mr. Cheek.
Oh, cheeky.
Oh, Cheeks. He actually was not sure whether we should put this one as a ponder this or as a question.
Oh, okay.
Because there is some thinkiness going into this guy.
Right. But we wanted to be able to kind of deconstruct it, think it through.
Yeah.
So I think it's
like a mini. It's a mini thinky blinder.
Okay.
So his question goes: does a straw have 1 hole or 2? Bum bum bum.
Okay.
What you thinking?
Well, I guess if you think about it all the way through, it's just one. It's just one hole that the straw is encompassed of.
Okay, so
composed of.
So it's not a hole on the top and a hole on the bottom.
No, because they're connected. It's like an intestine.
So I mean, technically, aren't we? We're
we're one big
hole?
straw.
We're one big hole.
We're one big human straw.
From mouth to pooper.
Yeah, there's some offshoots, here and there.
Here and there, but still, I mean, one hole.
Yeah, that's true. I guess you could make that case.
So if you're drinking from a straw,
right?
Are you 4 holes, 3 holes, 2 holes, or 1 hole? Just one giant hole.
Just one. I think you've made the whole circuit complete. That's it. So that's an interesting question. You could also make the case that there's possibly 3. That there's the channel in the middle connected by 2 holes at either end, and so technically 3 made up of 1 or made into 1.
That wouldn't be considered a hole, though. That's just the chasm between the 2 holes.
Well, I don't know about that. What if you had like if you're drilling a well? So you got the hole at the top, and then you have the
chase.
You have the mine shaft. I hate saying that word around you because I know where you're going to go with that. But
especially with that hand motion you did.
But then at the bottom, you just have an ending. You don't have another opening. If you had another opening, it would be another hole to whatever it is you're going into.
Okay.
So you'd have hole, shaft, and
hole,
hole.
shaft, hole.
This is going a weird place real fast. I'm trying to keep it like on the PG side here, and I can't help but keep getting drug over to the dark side.
To the dark side.
Welcome to the dark side.
I need a sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
I don't know, man. That's
a good question.
I don't know that we're ever actually going to come up with an answer on this one. I'm firm in it having 2 holes.
Okay, so one at either end.
A top hole and a bottom hole.
All right. So what if the straw was super, super short? Like it was just like tiny.
Like you just cut off a 1/8 inch.
Yeah. And so it
2 holes.
It's just one though.
Well, it's not a straw at that point.
I mean, technically it's still a straw. It's just a short straw.
It's an open-ended cylinder. And the cylinder has the 2 openings. 2 holes.
Okay. So is a cylinder got 1 hole or 2 holes?
It's got 2.
I guess
If it's an open-ended, ended being 2 sides.
Okay.
And open, meaning there's 2 openings.
I was thinking of an automotive cylinder, so there's really just one because closed at the other end.
Yeah. But if you take a straw.
Okay, wait. I was going to say that opens up a different conundrum.
Okay.
Not a conundrum, maybe a better answer. So if you have a cylinder that's closed at one end, well, there's only one opening. There's only one hole. However, if it's open, well, now you have 2.
Yeah.
So it is 2.
It is 2.
It's 2 holes connected by a cylinder.
Yeah. I'm glad you finally come around to my answer.
All right, I'm around to your answer.
Beauty.
Now, let me ask you this, though.
Okay.
Theoretically, wouldn't every possible measurement of the straw, of the length of the cylinder, be another hole?
No.
Because it's open.
But that's just so basically what you're saying is the circumference.
Yeah.
The whole circumference, everything inside the circumference.
Yep.
Is 1 hole.
Do you think Justin asked us this question to see if we could keep it PG rated?
I know for a fact that's exactly why he did this.
What a jerk.
Thank you.
Because there are definitely some words that you just they're minds. Like as soon as you step on them.
Yep. Yeah, just claymores all over here. So the shaft is not considered a hole.
I'm gonna bleep this out in post every time you say it.
Shaft.
Yep. Beep.
But you got to do, if you're going to beep it, you have to do it like post.
Oh,
like
that's all there.
beep.
So you know what you're saying.
Yep.
So I'm pretty comfortable in two
Two
hole
holes.
category. Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with that.
I like it.
So you
'Cause that's
won-
definitely where I'm at.
So you won on the hot dog being a pita
Uh-huh.
and bypassing sandwich altogether.
Altogether, everything is now a pita.
Okay, and now we got 2 holes on a straw, not 1 or 3.
Yeah, it's a double open-ended cylinder.
Okay, and as with all of these, we would love to hear your take.
Yes, please.
Yeah, let us know if we're wrong, and let us know.
And let us know why we're right.
Or that. Or that.
Because we're definitely right.
Or please suggest some words so Pinewood can use to not trigger the heathen over here.
Which is going to be difficult.
It probably will. All right, question number 2. I think also Beezy coming in on question number 2.
Yes, that is correct. So question number 2 is an interesting little quagmire.
Okay.
You're going to need to dig into some of your law expertise.
Okay. All right. All those years of law school finally going to pay off?
For me, well, mine, like I said, was bird law, so I don't.
Nice.
This never really came up.
Okay.
But I know the answer to it as well. Coming in from Jim, and Jim asks, if a police officer shoots me illegally, can legally I shoot back at the cop to protect myself?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most certainly.
The problem is you're going to have to wait to be vindicated through the court system
Yeah.
because they're definitely not going to see it that way in the moment.
Oh no.
If you're in a shoot off, you know there's backup coming. Mm-hmm. And so if somebody, when they roll up on you, regardless of circumstance, and you're standing, hopefully, by the way, with your gun on the ground at that point, you're standing with your gun and there's a dead cop in front of you.
You're probably getting at least tased in the butthole.
You're at the very, very least, you're going to the pokey.
Yeah.
At the least. And
for
it
certain.
probably is going to be worse than that.
Yeah. You may be getting the pokey from a couple of bullets from the polices.
That is true. So typical case, or I guess what would I, case in point in case in point.
Case in point.
So a couple weeks or a couple months ago, or maybe it's even last year, I don't know, stuff moves so
Some
fast.
time ago.
Cops broke into the wrong apartment and killed 2 people. So they break into our house incorrectly, mistaking us for somebody, and we shoot the cop because they're in our home uninvited, and they're in the wrong house.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see how in any court system that would be an unjustified shoot.
I mean, they have a slight bit of wiggle room if they break in and announce themselves properly.
That's a good point. So as soon as they come in, they do say,
"This is the police." Blah blah blah. Put your hands up. Now, if they break in and they don't announce and you shoot, I mean, recourse is all on the officer. That's their fault.
Okay, what if they break in, they announce, but they immediately fire?
Oh, well, they're catching a hell of bullets from me.
So as far as I'm concerned, the announcement goes out the window. I don't care at that point.
Yeah.
And if you're sleeping and you're coming to that moment, like you're waking up to, hey, police, and they're barging in the door and they're immediately shots fired.
Yeah, I'll be
honest. There's no time.
If I'm waking up, I'm not hearing, hey, this is the police. I'm hearing my door kicked in.
Exactly.
And then I'm pew pew.
That's right. That's right. And in my house, the only thing I'm going to hear is a little bit of jiggle on the door and then barking wiener dogs. So I would say, under extremely rare circumstances, yes, you would be justified in that.
Yeah.
But for the most part, probably not good to shoot at cops.
Yeah, I would highly recommend not. I mean, the other thing that you would have going in your favor, if you did not fire back,
okay,
is the officer would get unlawful discharge of a firearm.
That's true. If you did not fire back.
If you did not fire back.
What if it's preemptive? What if they have their weapons drawn? Mm-hmm. It's at night, not seeing very well. They've disoriented you. It's you and your wife and your children in the house. They've got a weapon drawn on you in your home, and you're not the recipient of whatever it is they're trying to do. They're in the wrong house.
Sure.
At that point, it's castle law,
especially
in Texas.
Especially in Texas, yeah.
You're protecting your home. Somebody comes into my house, regardless of if it's the president that comes to my house and he has a drawn gun. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, man. That's cause for
you're catching a pew pew to the chest, bro.
Yeah, yeah. And by the way, that's not a threat on the president. Just for all of you Secret Service listening, please don't show up at my house and bust in my door
because you're gonna catch a pew pew.
You might. So. I don't know. I guess it would be justified in extremely rare circumstances.
Yes, and most of the time they're going to have body cams.
That's true. Yep.
It's all going to be proven in the court.
Yeah, and I'm a hardcore libertarian, and I always waver on the police. I love our police officers, and I think 99% of them are great, but bad police officers are kind of like bad teachers. The good ones are really, really good.
Yeah.
And the bad ones are really, really bad. And I think a few give such a black eye to the whole thing.
Oh,
and
yeah. And you got to think, too, in the numbers game, you're going to have a bad officer just because of the sheer amount of nationwide police officers.
That's true.
I mean, you can have one bad teacher at every school in the nation, and there's like 300,000
something
schools.
Like that. Yeah. Well, in New York alone, just in New York City, there's like 35,000 police officers.
Yeah.
You're going to have
one bad apple in the
Probably
bunch.
going to have bad precincts.
Sure.
But anyway, that's another conversation for another time.
Sure.
So yes, in rare circumstances, but Fraternize with These Guys recommends...
No, don't do it.
Don't shoot police officers.
Yeah, we strongly recommend against that one.
Or presidents, again, please.
Yeah, no matter how much you dislike them.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I don't want any blowback back on this.
We don't want to have to test this theory.
Amateur podcaster dies in a hail of gunfire by the Secret Service in rural West Texas.
Yeah.
All right, how about we go on to question number 3, and I've got it, and it's a simple question, but one we might have to think about just a wee boot.
Okay.
Can zombies swim?
So we're just going to go with the premise that zombies have the potential to exist.
Well, of course. I mean, you have to start there.
I mean, because no, they can't even exist, so they can't swim if they don't exist.
I mean, I've seen some meth folks that,
Well,
I mean, they're kind of zombie-ish.
oh, Methany over there. I've seen some pretty good TikToks of them.
Yeah. So,
especially when they put like thriller music to it.
Oh, no, that's terrible. Oh, that's terrible.
That's good stuff.
That's bad.
I think that I want to say it was George Romero, Land of the Dead,
Okay.
because
So you're going back a little bit.
it was Day of the Dead was the one in the mall,
Okay.
and then I think Land of the Dead was number 2.
We're talking like the old ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think on Land of the Dead they didn't swim; they just kind of sink to the bottom and walk.
Okay.
Because they walked out of the the water, body of water or whatever it was. I don't remember. It's been a while.
They don't need oxygen.
Well, they don't need oxygen.
So they're just, they can survive. It reminds me of the Pirates of the Caribbean
Yeah.
when they're like worried about them getting ashore and they're like, hey, you don't have to worry about that. And they just
Drop
walk.
drop and walk, bro.
That's right. No big deal.
I mean, if you need brains, grab a fish. They got little baby fish brains.
That's true. Now, what do you think the extra pressure of the water would do to the zombie body falling apart?
Well, it would depend on how deep the water is.
That's true.
Now, if they're dropping off into the abyss, they're probably not even going to make it before their body's imploded.
Correct. It just squish them, right? Because
Yeah.
all the pressure. All right. What if it's like, swimming pool, though?
Swimming pool. I think they'd be able to drop to the bottom, but walk all the way up.
Right.
Of course, I don't know. Have you ever walked up a swimming pool?
Nope.
It's pretty hard.
Is it?
It's pretty hard to do.
That's interesting.
We used to play around and do that stuff. Just drop all of our air out so we sink, and then you try and run up the slope.
Really? That sounds terrifying.
Well, we were stupid.
Well, I don't like water anyway, but
Well, that will happen. Yeah, I can see you not doing that,
I would not
especially if you
do
don't
that.
like water.
yeah, I'm the guy sitting inside watching everybody like, you fools, man, you're gonna die.
I don't know if I think on something like that, then I don't think they have to swim. So there would be no swimming. I don't think they would have enough of the swimming motion friction to keep their bodies up above.
They're not gonna be doing the breaststroke out there.
Nah.
Okay, all right, but they could potentially just walk through it,
I think so.
just zombie their way through it.
Movies have shown them walk through. They just rise up. They walk the ocean floor.
What did the zombies do on the, what is that, City of Z, or the one with Brad Pitt with like the
World War
super-
Z?
Yeah, with the super zombies. Because they like running and doing parkour and all kinds of stuff.
parkour?
So could they like,
You got to crack zombies. No, those are meth heads.
meth heads can swim, bro. I've seen it.
Yeah, especially if there's meth on the other side of where they're trying to get to.
That's true.
That's true.
So I'm gonna go with a hard yes.
That they can swim?
Yeah, if they're World War Z zombies.
Okay, so yeah, I guess if you're gonna look that, or even was that 28 Days Later?
Yeah, that's true.
This is some creepy zombies.
That's a
I don't guess
creepy-
they were really
Not
zombies.
really, more like virus folks. So
we would say that.
COVID zombies.
So we'll lump them into the zombie category.
Okay, all right. I think they're kind of their own thing, but
Yeah.
I think it still counts because
Yeah.
it's a zombie movie. However you want to look at it,
Sure.
still a zombie movie.
I think
Well, I'm thinking in my mind like the regular run of the mill Shaun of the Dead type zombie.
yeah, they don't.
They don't swim.
They don't swim at all.
They just flounder through.
It would depend on the classification of zombie. Which classification of zombie you got? You got your swimmer zombies, which are the meth heads,
Okay.
or you just have the slow brains.
All right.
Those ones they drop to the bottom and walk.
They just walk, but either
Yeah.
way, they're gonna get you.
I mean, nah.
If it's deep enough, you'll be all right.
I mean, if it's deep enough, you just kind of hover up over them.
There you go.
I mean, you got 20 foot of water, just sit in a boat 15 foot. They couldn't get to you.
That's true. What if the zombies quit walking and they just like float up to you?
Well, they can't do that because they wouldn't have the buoyancy. They'd have to breathe in air.
That's a good point. What if one's just really fat?
Um,
I've seen fat zombies on like Walking Dead, where it's just like blubber,
just a bloated mass.
Yeah, I think that would probably float.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe
that's a good point.
If you had a zombie army, you would have to have your own
A zombie army.
A zombie army. You would have to have your own platoon of bloated zombies that could float like battleships.
Just be like the zombie commander.
Yeah, the admiral.
You do like the fire ants. What fire ants will do is they'll if it floods, they'll group up into a ginormous, basically like a raft.
Weird.
And then they'll have all the ants and whatnot sitting up top with the eggs and such. And then it actually does very similar to like a glacier.
Oh, yeah?
Where the ants will be down below the top water.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the Discovery Channel.
So they just sacrifice the majority of
They don't even sacrifice. So they recycle. When the ants are starting to get low on air, then they go up top, and then they just keep cycling the ant raft, I guess.
And our pompous ass population thinks we're good at gymnastics.
I know, right? Tim's guys has been doing it for millennia.
They're making glaciers out there themselves.
But that's exactly what you would have to do. You'd have to have your oh crap, what is it? Flotilla of bloated zombies.
Flotilla of zombies. So that again, another great shirt idea.
Yes.
The flotilla of zombies.
A flotilla of zombies. And you got a bunch of fatties.
You got the fatties on the top. Or what if you had enough of them where it didn't matter what size they were because you're not sacrificing and you don't even have to move them around like the ants. You basically just kind of like string them together like logs. And then you just float on them because they're not going to die.
I mean,
you got to get the zombies to work together, but it's doable.
What if you were just to be, you could do that not being a zombie. You just harvest a bunch of fat ones.
Okay.
Make your own zombie boat.
A zombie boat.
But you keep the heads down and then duct tape them together and maybe use some Gorilla Glue.
There you go.
That way they can't flip around and try and eat you. And their head's in the water. And then you just scoot along on a flotilla of zombie.
I think we've just come up with a whole new season of Walking Dead. Like they can make that work.
Oh, for certain.
Be like the Negan Admiral out there. His zombie boat.
Well, hey, not only did we get a t-shirt idea,
That's true.
but we also have the $1 million idea.
Every episode, bro.
I'm telling you, dude, we're crushing this life thing.
And see here, I thought that was going to be the weakest question, and that's the best one.
I like that one. That one's a great one.
All right, let's close it out with question number 4.
All right, number 4 coming in from Dennis, and prepare yourself.
Okay, is Dennis a Todd Tom?
He is he may be the pinnacle Todd Tom.
Wow,
the zombie admiral over here.
Okay,
I'm 29. My girlfriend is 21.
Already don't like him.
Yeah. She ran away from home to marry me.
Gee.
We're expecting our second baby soon, and I don't love her anymore. How can I leave her and the children without causing an uproar and hurting her?
Dang, Dennis.
I know, right?
Wow, you kind of
king douchebag.
Yeah. Wow. You've pretty much made your bed at this point. And
at least twice.
At least twice. Look, if you're wealthy enough and make enough money where you can pay alimony for the next 18 years.
Alimony doesn't stop at 18. Alimony can continue.
Well, that's true. Okay, so child support and alimony.
Child support and alimony.
So, if you got an out there, but on the I don't love you anymore, I'm sorry, man. Your responsibility doesn't end with your "I love you" ending.
Mm-hmm.
And you got 2 kids that were brought into the world regardless of if you love her anymore.
Yep.
And I don't know what to tell you, bro, but sack up.
It's time to sack up, Nance.
Yeah, and if you want to do it without hurting her, well, fat chance of that.
Good luck on that one.
She's burned bridges to her family.
Yeah.
To be with you,
certainly did that.
Yeah, I can't get behind any of those actions.
I can't either. However,
okay,
to help him with the question, and I don't recommend this.
Oh, I see.
Stage your own death.
Man, I went right there too. that was the first thing I thought of. I was like, well, you can fake your death and go to the Bahamas or something.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to pay alimony. You don't have to pay child support.
It's true.
If you've got the money to pay both,
Yeah, you could probably
and still
fake
be
your
okay.
death.
You could I don't think that would be out of the question to fake your death and live comfortably in the Bahamas.
That's true.
Well, you're gonna probably not want to go there. You want to go somewhere that doesn't have very strict extradition laws.
Yeah, I'd go south of Mexico for sure.
Yeah,
Like way down there.
maybe just some island over in like the Maldives.
Yeah, I think you'd have to pick very carefully because you can't go to a place that's too small because everybody's going to know
Right?
you,
Yeah.
and eventually it's going to come out.
Sure.
So maybe bigger is better, but
Get lost in the masses.
yeah, in a third world country.
Oh well, the only problem with
Like
that
a
is
banana
if you-
republic.
if you've got money, then you're gonna stick out like a sore thumb
That's a good
in a third world country.
What if you're just very, very careful and you just fly under the radar?
I think you're still gonna get caught up to.
Wait, I got it.
Okay.
I got it. Hear me out.
Okay. And again, let's preface this: we do not condone this.
I do
at
not
all,
condone this.
but we're just answering the question.
I am going to answer the question. Go get John Travolta. and
Oh, take his
switch-
face.
And switch faces with John Travolta. And then you're home free.
Then he's got to deal with
Then
it,
he's got to deal with it.
and he's got the whole Scientology behind him to take care of it.
Wouldn't it be interesting if you switched faces with John Travolta, and then because you're crafty and an a-hole, you ended up taking over Scientology? So it was like you and Tom Cruise at the head of
ruling
just ruling it, and then the real John Travolta is stuck with the 21-year-old and 2 kids in suburbia somewhere, like just not knowing what to do anymore.
Or here's another idea.
Okay, I feel like we're giving him some pretty solid advice.
Playing off of the face-off.
Okay.
You don't have to technically do that. Just get gung-ho into Scientology and then spend all of your money and upgrade however it is to like a 5th level Thetan.
There you go.
And once you get to that point, you can just say, yeah, she has pulled a Leah Remini. And
she's a suppressive.
She is talking shit on,
That's all you gotta
on
say
our
at that
religion.
point. She's
And
a
then
suppressive.
boom, you don't got to mess with her no more, and Scientology takes care of all of it for you.
That's a good point. I feel like child support and alimony for like 3,000 years would be cheaper than reaching that level in Scientology.
Oh yeah, I'm certain it would be.
But it's still an option.
You ask the question, we give you answers.
That's true. Or start another cult.
Ooh,
You could be another cult leader,
there you go.
and you just bring her along with you to start said cult.
Uh-huh,
And then eventually you'll have,
like a harem.
yeah, and you won't have to worry about it.
Well, I think we have given 4 very solid, not recommended answers.
Right. I do want to come back to, no, bro.
You're an idiot.
Yeah, you gotta finish out your responsibilities here.
You couldn't sack it. Literally.
Literally.
So now you've got 2 kids.
Yep.
And you need to do the responsible thing.
Yep. Pay the price. And but we have given you some options.
Yes.
So I'd be curious which ones you go for.
Yeah, me too.
I'm really leaning towards Face Off.
Good times.
All right, let's get out of 4 questions. Let's go into Cinemize with these guys.
All right, then.
Cinemize with these guys. You know, we were almost not going to do on this episode,
Yeah.
but we had a pretty good one kind of come out of left field.
Yep.
So I thought we'd explore it just a wee boot.
I like it.
All right, so this is going to include movies and television shows.
Okay.
These are the best that you've seen that you enjoy,
Okay.
but Netflix originals.
Ooh.
So they've been around for, I don't know what, 12 years, something like that.
10, 12, 15, somewheres.
And they've come out with some bangers.
They really have.
I mean, the first one out of the gate, which we've spoken of,
Lilyhammer.
fantastic.
Yeah, that was an excellent show.
And I went back and I didn't watch all of it. I just watched kind of some of the episodes. Man, it holds up. It's a great series.
I actually just re-added that to my queue after we talked about it. And I was like, I really need to go back and rewatch that show because I remember it being excellent.
Yeah, it's very good.
I just hadn't got around to it yet.
Hadn't got around. Well, let's start with television shows.
Okay.
Is what comes to mind?
Well, of course, Lilyhammer.
Yes.
They have a new one, which was really good. I'll just sing the song from it because it's brilliant and it's going to be stuck in your head.
Okay.
Toss a coin into your witcher, oh valley of plenty, oh valley of plenty.
So great game.
Yeah.
Great song.
Yes.
And a pretty good show.
Yeah,
It's really good.
Henry Cavill, is that how you say his name?
Yes. Superman guy?
Yeah, the guy that did Superman.
Yep. And a totally different look, obviously.
Yeah.
But good show.
Yep.
And a couple of the other ones that I know it's probably not your thing, but we watched The Crown.
Yeah, I didn't watch that.
Oh, dude, it's very good.
I had zero interest in watching that one.
I didn't figure you did, but I really liked it a bunch. And the wife liked it, and that makes a lot of difference whenever you're watching shows. If you can watch them with the wife, string them together, and that makes can't that way. Because if we're watching a show, we don't watch a whole bunch of TV. But if we're watching a show and she didn't like it, I gotta wait
till she goes to bed and you only catch one episode at a time.
And then I'm falling asleep on the couch trying to watch my show, and I got to watch it 2 times because I don't remember anything that was going on. And it's a whole big thing.
Yeah, vicious battle.
Yep. Ozarks.
Now, that was the one with, what's his face? That was in...
Yeah, there's always money in the
banana stand. Arrested Development.
Yep.
What is his freaking name?
Jason Bateman.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. I was sorry, I was smoking my cigar there. And Laura Linney is in it.
Yeah.
And I like her. So that's a pretty good one too.
I only watched like the first couple of episodes. The wife was not into it.
Right.
So I was like, well, I'll put that one on my watch list.
You know, we watched it and we're not thrilled with the whole first season almost. And then it was kind of almost all of a sudden at the end of the first season going into the second season, brilliant.
Yeah.
Like, really picked up and it is a very, very good show. But I like slow, methodical, well thought out shows like that. And a lot of people, that's kind of not their bag.
Yeah.
And I understand that.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of right there. Anything else you got? Television shows?
Trying to think. Was Stranger Things a Netflix original?
Yes, it was, or it is. They're still going, of course.
Oh yeah, that's a goodie.
The wife loved it, and I don't know, man. I didn't care for it that much.
Really?
Not really. Just not my. I don't know. I don't know what it was about it. I didn't care for it all that much.
Very interesting, because I really, really enjoyed that one.
Okay.
And I think one of the last ones that I'm going to throw on there was one we actually kind of snagged as the next segment.
Yeah, that's right.
Peaky Blinders.
That was on my list too. It's probably, I would say to date, of the ones that are still going on, I would say that's probably my favorite.
Yeah, it is an excellent show.
Just brilliant. And the first, really all 5 seasons are great.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the 6th and 7th, I think they're signed on for 2 more seasons, is going to be fantastic.
Oh, nice.
But the first 3 are so good.
Yeah.
They could almost stand by themselves. I think they could have ended after the first 3, and it still would have been phenomenal. But the fact they're still going, I think, is even better.
Yep.
So
what about movies? What kind of movies you got on your list?
Hang on. Couple of mentions.
Okay.
Well, and real quick, Orange is the New Black. Great show, bad original actress.
Yeah.
I don't care for
I think
her.
we've talked about that one.
Just a couple episodes ago. Glow. Did you ever see Glow?
Did not see that
Really
one.
interesting show about female wrestling in the 70s and 80s.
Huh.
Very interesting. Weird, but good. I really liked it.
Okay.
And then a sad show, and it's only sad because there's no more. Mindhunter.
Oh, yeah.
It was so good.
Man,
So
I
good.
was so upset when they only did 2 seasons, and then I just checked, and they said they were not doing a third.
Yeah,
I was like,
something
what?
happened, and it just...
What in the heck?
Oh, and it could have went, I don't know, it could have went 10 seasons.
Yeah, easily.
So
easily.
good. And then last for me, Kimmy Schmidt. I love that show. It's
I don't even know
silly
you
and
anymore.
ridiculous, and it's a Tina Fey production. It's so good, so brilliant.
I don't know why I completely forgot about this one, but The Ranch. Did you see that one?
Yes, is that a Netflix show?
I think so.
I think you're right.
I think it is a Netflix.
And that's another one of those that it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
but
it's
really
got
good.
Sam Elliott.
Yeah. And you know why that ended? That's weird. It's the same thing with what's that other show? House of Cards. Brilliant show, and then I guess not poor.
Kevin Spacey.
Yeah,
and
freaking a-hole.
Danny Masterson.
They came out that they're, whatever you want to say about them.
Yeah,
But the shows, they ruined them.
just tanked him.
And they just quit.
Yeah.
Because, gosh, such a disappointment. House of Cards is so good, and they had to stop. And it just kills me, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm torn between it being cancel culture, and I don't want to have to cancel everybody. And also, dude, keep it in your pants, man.
Come on, bro.
If it's got to come out of the pants, make sure it's to people who want it to come out of the pants.
Yeah, exactly.
This is not that hard, guys.
Yeah.
And I want you to do it because I want to keep watching the good shows. I mean,
I
come
know. Making it hard for all of us.
Very
out here.
difficult. Now, movies, I don't have a bunch.
I got maybe two, and one of them was a under the radar movie that I saw the preview for it, and I was like, "Oh, gross! That looks
Nice.
boring."
Okay.
And ended up seeing I guess a second trailer for it,
Okay.
and I was like, "Oh, that looks good." Then I saw the first trailer again. I was like, "There's no way that's the same freaking movie."
Okay.
But it's called Bright.
Okay. All right. So that was on my list.
Yeah, it's with Will Smith.
Yep. And it's
Dude.
Yep. I
That was a
thought
brilliant
I thought it was
going
going to be super silly.
Yeah.
And just totally ridiculous.
Well, and it had so many comedic moments in the movie
right.
to break up the just political seriousness of it, like
Yep.
in the grand scheme of things.
And it's a pretty serious film.
yeah.
And it's good. I really like it. I don't know if it's one of those you could go back and watch over and over again. I think it's
No.
kind of a one and done.
Yeah, but it left it open for a sequel.
Yes, it did, and I just don't think it's going to happen. I could be
Yeah.
wrong, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Anything else?
No, that's about it for me on the movies.
Okay. I had 1922
Didn't
down.
see that one.
So it's a Stephen King novel that they made into a movie, and it's pretty good.
Okay.
It's not great, but it's a fun watch. Well, I take that back. It's not fun, but it's a good watch. How about that?
No, not fun at all.
No, it's pretty messed up actually, but it's good. Really good story, and then it's a good ending. I think you'll like it.
Okay.
And then last on my list was I Care a Lot.
I've never even heard of that.
Okay, so here's the premise just briefly. So Rosamund Pike is the lady's on. The only other thing I've ever seen her in was The Libertine with Johnny Depp. She plays his wife.
Okay.
It's the only thing I've ever seen her on, and the show is based around she's a guardian for elderly people. But she
Interesting.
takes super advantage, and she's like making herself wealthy on all these old people.
Oh, good grief.
It's super dark. Super dark. And then Tyrion Lannister is on there. The what's that guy's name?
I got nothing.
Yeah,
Oh,
you said it. Just
the
not
little person.
Yeah, whatever.
the LP.
The LP. Anyway, he's on there. He comes in. It's his grandmother's.
Dinks.
Yeah, there you go. His grandmother
Dinklage.
is one, or I can't remember. She's like a drug dealer or something. It's super crazy. Anyway, he comes in and he starts challenging her to kind of out her, and then it has this weirdest twist at the end, and it's so brilliant.
What a twist.
So brilliant. It should have been one of the movies we listed on Twist Movies
Okay.
a couple of weeks ago. It's fantastic. I cannot talk about it enough. It's very good.
And it's called what now?
It's called, I just clicked out of it, I Care a Lot.
I Care a Lot.
Yeah. So good.
I have to go watch that one now.
Yeah, man. Super good. And even the wife liked it until the end. She was like, "What the hell? It just happened." It's such a crazy ending. It's really, really good. Definitely one of those psychological, just
Get in your head and mess things up.
not mess things up, but you just walk away like, man, humanity is screwed.
Yeah.
All right, good cinemize. I like that.
Yes, sir.
And I bet you there are some people who have some things that they would add to or take away. Let us know.
Yes, please do.
All right, we ready to go on and kind of...
Get our thinky blinders on?
Or is that where we're going?
Let's do it.
Let's do a little thinky blinders.
Thank you, blindness.
Thinky blinders.
You missed the lighter again.
Oh, I
this
did.
time.
We were talking about Peaky Blinders, and I got distracted.
Yeah, that will happen.
It will happen, but I'm going to take this moment to relight my cigar because it went out.
Yeah, okay. Well, on that note, I guess that means I'm going to be going first.
Shoot.
What advice would you give to someone who thinks school is not for them?
How old are they?
Let's do 2 ages. We'll do high school age, and then we'll do college age.
Okay, so for both, you need to go find John Travolta.
Take his face off.
Take his face off.
Swap it with yours.
All right, so the easy let's tackle the college one first.
Okay.
So to me, that's the easiest one. I would give 2 pieces of advice. If you want to be something that super hardcore is going to require a degree, you're going to be an engineer or a lawyer or a doctor, even a teacher, a nurse, something like that. I'm sorry, bro. You're just going to have to suck it up.
Yeah.
And you're a grown up now, and you're making grown up decisions that are going to affect your career. You just got to suck it up.
Keep the wife and 2 kids.
Yeah, keep the wife and 2 kids. So that would be part of the advice if they were in one of those fields. If you're taking a liberal arts degree with feminist studies because you don't know what you want to do, you don't have to keep going, bro.
No, you don't.
Like literally, you can just drop out next semester and
save your parents some money.
Save your parents some money or yourself some debt.
No, because if you're getting a liberal arts degree in feminine studies, you're probably having it paid for by your parents.
It's a very good point. But you don't have to go to college.
No.
And a lot of people that are millionaires didn't go to college.
Yeah, that's true.
And so there's so many options. And we've pigeonholed people to suggest that they have to go to college.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just not true.
Yep.
And we had an electrician come to the church the other day, and we have skylights in our gym.
Yeah.
And so I can't remember how tall it is, but it's like almost 30 foot.
Mm-hmm.
It's tall enough, I'm not going to get up there and do it.
I don't blame you.
But we have a lift and everything. I didn't want to do it. Called the guy. I've got the bulbs. All I need you to do is come over here and change the lights.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Change 2 banisters, so 4 lights.
Okay.
Less than an hour. Charges $480.
Good on him.
Good on him. I didn't have that opinion at the time. $400. And then 2 weeks later, our fridge goes out. Guy comes over from Amarillo because it's a special commercial fridge.
Mm-hmm.
Sprays some Freon in it. Checks it for a leak and says, "Call me in 2 weeks if it messes up again." $560.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm sorry, you don't have to go to college to charge hundreds of dollars an hour.
That would be my go-to answer for both age groups.
Well,
get into a trade.
Yep, absolutely. Now the high school guy, and I'm gravitating towards men, but it's the same thing for women. There's just as many opportunities, and I don't care what you say and break blah blah blah. There's tons of opportunities.
I've known female electricians. I've known female plumbers.
Yeah,
trades are where it's at.
Yep.
That's something that is exponentially going to increase, and it has the inverse. People are not wanting to get into it.
Right. Yeah, agreed. And we're getting to a place where you can charge almost whatever you want.
Yep.
And air conditioning, welding's weird because it's such a hit and miss career.
Sure.
You kind of bounce your whole career.
Yeah.
As long as you're a welder, you're going to bounce. You're going to have highs and lows.
Mm-hmm.
But electricians, like you said, any of the trades, if you're in high school, if I'm going to be recommending, you've got to finish. I've seen it too often, especially being in Albuquerque, and this is not a slam on New Mexico, but their education system's not great.
Yeah.
And I see it over and over and over again where kids would drop out at 15, 16 years old, and then their lot in life is cast. Mm-hmm. It's done. And a lot of times you can't even get into the trades if you don't have a high school diploma.
Yeah.
So college diploma opens up a whole bunch of stuff, right? Well, there's a lot of things, and I mean almost everything, that is limited by the lack of a high school diploma.
Yeah.
And so you got to finish.
Yeah.
And so my recommendation would be make it as easy on yourself as you can. Don't be taking a whole bunch of AP classes. Don't be busting your butt, blah, blah, blah. You know, C's and D's to survive. D for diploma, get in, get out, just call it good. Nobody's going to be checking on your grades in 5 years.
All they care about is that piece of paper that says diploma.
That's right. I hate to tell people to skate by, but if you are one of those that just absolutely hates school, just get through it. Just knuckle down and get through it. But yeah, go into a trade, open a business. There's too many opportunities out there to not be successful.
Yeah. Trades are where it's at, man.
Yeah.
I came out of the trade and got into a different one.
Right.
And I mean, that's one of the things, working with electricians and builders and contractors. They're hurting right now because they can't get people to stay.
Yeah.
And what they don't understand is if they put in the legwork, do a year or two in the electrical trade, like in Texas, after like a year and a half working for an electrician, you can go take your residential wireman.
Okay.
To where you can wire up houses.
Oh,
and
wow.
The next step after that is a journeyman license. Once
Okay.
you get your journeyman license, man, you're making good money.
Right.
And then after that
It's just uphill after that.
It's literally uphill. The next step is a master's license. Once
Right.
you get a master's license, you can start your own company.
Yeah, that's true. And I would say show up for 5 years.
Yeah, that's all.
Just show up for 5 years.
5 years is all it takes.
And if you got started at 18, even if you took a year off and you got started at 19 or 20, and you've got a career at 25,
Yep.
and you have no debt, and you've been frugal,
Yep.
you save for a house or whatever you're going to do, open a business, whatever it is, and you're sitting pretty at 25 to 30, and you got people that are just coming out of college with hundreds of $1,000s of debt.
Sure.
You're light years ahead of them. And all you have to do is show up.
Yeah.
You don't even have to be the best of the best.
Yep.
You just have to show up with a pulse a lot of times, and you're gonna be successful.
That's correct.
So get through it, get the piece of paper, and then find you a trade.
Yep.
And if you're in college and you need that degree to do whatever it is you want to do, you really do need it. I'm sorry, man. You're just gonna have to buckle down and do it.
You're gonna have to do it.
Or you could find John Travolta. All right, good question. I really like that one. And
Does it have to be John Travolta? Could you swap faces with Cage?
Yeah, I think so. I just think
Is that another viable option?
yeah, but your choices are limited if you got Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, that's true.
Of course, he's
Kudos to
coming
the
out with
Declaration of Independence.
new movies all the time.
That's correct.
Apparently co-starring with pigs.
Yeah.
So
Which we're gonna have to watch that one tonight.
we keep saying that week after week after week.
Yeah, I know.
So maybe by the next Hidden Revival we can have that.
We'll have it in
nailed
the book.
Yep.
I like it. Now hit me with yours.
Okay, mine is also a what would you do or what would you recommend?
Okay.
But it's something along your expertise.
Oh, well, that's vast. So,
Well, this one is really in your expertise.
oh, okay.
All right, you have a grown person, male or female, and it might differ a little bit on your answer on gender.
Okay.
But you have a grown person, and they are, let's say they are in a trade, so they don't have a ton of time. They got a couple of hours a night, and they want to get started in video games.
Okay.
Where would you place them? With what platform, what game, and go?
Boo. That's far too.
And by the way, these people have not been raised around video games.
Have not been raised.
Not really. They may have dabbled in the past with Mario Kart or something, but these are not gamers. These are
They're diehard. Hey, in the next 5 years, I want to be a pro gamer.
no. They want something. They want to come home at night and be able to just completely and totally shut out the world for a few hours.
Okay.
And to get involved in a game.
Okay. There's several different things that you could get into depending on what the style is that you're looking for. If you're wanting to play by yourself and you're very story driven,
Okay.
I highly recommend RPG style game. It's a role playing game.
Yep.
There's thousands of them out there.
Yeah, and some good ones.
Yeah, some really good ones. Final Fantasy.
Yeah, all
they've
of them.
got. Oh God, I think they're on like 15 or 16 now. Those are great. Mass Effects are great, and
Legends of Legaia.
Legends of Legaia. Of course, you're gonna have to locate a PlayStation 1 for
That's
that
right.
one and find the game.
That's true.
Because it
Good
is
luck.
a difficult one to find.
Yep.
RPGs are a lot of fun. It's a nice break to where you can actually. Most of them aren't just. You have to dedicate hours upon hours at a time.
Right.
You can hit pause, go off, do your thing, come back to it a day later.
Right. And coming from somebody who's not a good gamer, it's also one you can feel like a good gamer in.
Yeah.
You can do all the quests. You can set it on easy, and you can really
Blow and go.
Yeah, and it's fun and it's enjoyable, and you're not getting your butt kicked literally every time you turn on the game.
Yeah. They in the same RPG style. If you're wanting to play with friends, of course, you can't go wrong with Minecraft.
Oh yeah, Minecraft's a great game.
That is an amazingly fun, simple game.
Yep. And I've played with literally 60-year-olds and 8-year-olds.
Yeah, it's easy to 8-year-olds do.
8-year-olds. Not a pederast.
But if you're wanting to get into that, there's several of them that you can play, like the survival game 7 Days to Die is a great one.
Yeah, that is a good game.
Valheim, that's a really fun game that
Right.
that me and my friends have been playing here lately. If you're getting into like the fighter games,
Okay.
those ones are even easier because they haven't really changed anything in those
I
in
see.
20 years.
You're like Mortal Kombat,
Mortal Kombat.
Street Fighter.
Yeah, exactly. Those are super simple to pick up.
Gotcha. Are they still making some games like that?
Yeah, they're doing Mortal Kombat 11 now.
Well, are they making like new franchises?
I don't know. Possibly.
Seems
I
like
haven't
that-
really.
It's kind
I
of
haven't
been
really
tapped out.
Yeah, I hadn't really been a big fan of those games. I played Mortal Kombat just for nostalgia.
Yeah, it's Mortal
I
Kombat.
loved it. And then that one and Killer Instinct. But fighters are easy to jump in, jump out.
Right. Also, one that's doesn't demand a whole bunch of time.
Exactly. And then if you really want to hate yourself, and just get pissed off at the world, I would say any of the Call of Duty games.
Oh, yeah.
Or like Fortnite.
Yeah.
And then you can just really despise getting into gaming.
Yep. I refuse to do it.
Yeah.
I'm so terrible. I just refuse to do it.
I won't play those.
Nope, not going to do it. And really, even the games that y'all play, the Smite and some of those online games where you're facing other people, I fail so much
Yep.
that it's no longer enjoyable for me.
Well, and that's one of the good things I was going to bring up was Smite or Paladins is made by High Res. Both of those are great games, and you can play against AI.
That's right. Yep.
So you can actually learn the characters because there is a bunch of them.
yeah, it's true.
So you can get in there and you can spend some time finding a character that you like, reading over the abilities, and then playing them against AI. And then if you feel froggy, you can jump into playing real people.
Okay. All right.
That's a good one.
Okay.
Strategy games are probably the last one that I would bring up.
Okay.
Because, and I wouldn't recommend doing any of that competitive play on that.
Okay.
Just because that just gets insane.
So when you say strategy games, what just examples?
StarCraft, Command and Conquer.
Oh, okay.
Sid Meier's Civilization.
Gotcha.
Any of those games. I think it's on Civ 6 right now.
Right. And I really like that game.
Yeah.
But again, slow.
Yeah. At your own
Methodical.
pace.
Yep.
You can
Yep.
pause it and
And
come back
soup.
3 days later.
And super in depth.
Yeah.
They're very in depth games.
Yep.
And you can get delightfully lost in the minutia
Sure.
of the game. Maybe don't tackle The Witcher 3 as soon as
Yeah, you don't want to jump into that one or like Grand Theft Auto 5 or
That's
something
right.
like that.
What about real quick? What about platforms? If you got somebody that's brand new, are you thinking consoles the easiest way to breach?
if you're not loyal to a brand,
Right.
it doesn't matter.
I see.
Nowadays, it's so there's so few games. PlayStation does have more of the console only.
Okay.
But it's only on PlayStation.
I got you.
But there's a bunch of the good games are going to be on all systems.
Okay. All right. So you can kind of get away with whatever you got.
Yeah, consoles or PCs. I mean, you can buy a solid gaming PC, and it doesn't even have to be a gaming PC.
Right.
But you can get a pretty decent PC to play games and just use Steam. I use Steam for all of my gaming, and it's a great platform. You get $15-20 extra and you can go through an extensive library of games,
Right.
filter it however you want, and then buy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
And
digital, all of it. It's great. Highly recommend all of it.
I've done Xbox, my whole life since they came out with the original one to now. Hope to get a Xbox, the new one. And you told me to wait a year, so I'm going to wait a year.
Yep.
So that's what we're going to do.
Well, of course, you'd have been waiting a year anyways because you can't get them.
Well, that's true. Nor could I afford one, even if I
Yeah.
could. And maybe I'll have to wait 3 years. But so are the new consoles, for the most part, are they all able to play the older games as well?
For the most part, yeah. So, like, I'm like you. I've been Xbox since it came out, and I've had a couple of PlayStation generations here and there.
Okay.
But they do, like, Xbox has it's called Game Pass.
Oh, that's right.
So Game Pass is always adding free games. I think it's a monthly subscription.
Yeah, and really we're getting out of having just like everything else, you don't have physical games anymore.
Yeah, I haven't, like I said, way back when we discussed this, I haven't bought a physical copy of a disc in probably 6 to 8 years.
Yeah, it's been a bit.
Just because everything I've got's digital. It's
Right.
easier. It's all stored on the hard drive, so you don't got to swap out discs. Mainly just because I'm lazy. I don't have to get up, walk across the room, put a disc in.
Yeah, I think I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure that the Minecraft disc that I bought when I bought the Xbox One, so however long that was ago, it's been years.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's in my Xbox.
Nice.
Like the disc is in there, but we don't play off the disc, obviously, and I just never took it out because I don't have to,
Yeah.
and I don't have DVDs anymore,
Yeah.
so I don't have to use that.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, the 360, I used it also as a DVD player.
Oh, yeah.
But now it just
The one's a Blu-ray player if
yeah,
you have
that's
Blu-rays.
right. Yeah, so interesting times, my friend.
Yes.
All right, so
Digital age.
man, I enjoyed that Thank You Blinder
Me
section.
too. I always enjoy talking about video games.
I know you do. That's why I asked you, bruh. I got you.
Thanks, bruh.
All right, are we on to Pastor and the Heathen?
Let's do it.
All right.
The Pastor and the Heathen.
All right, Pastor and the Heathen. By the way, I love those trumpets.
Yeah.
I know it's a little long of an intro, but it's hilarious.
I feel like you should just start that out with a kick it.
Maybe you have to do that in the future.
Kick the trumpets.
And what's really funny is that little robot voice at the end.
the robot?
I just typed that in, the Pastor and the Heathen, into the Google robot voice, and I listed like 4 of them, and then I just threw it in the editing. I was like, that's perfect. That's
like
great.
Send it.
This week is not so serious.
Okay.
It's a little fun, so we'll have some fun with it.
Cool.
Can Jesus microwave a burrito so hot that he cannot eat it?
No, the technology doesn't exist.
Good answer.
And neither does he.
And we're out. All right, we'll see you next time. Thanks, son. You went there.
jokes.
You went there fast. I was like, this is gonna be lighthearted and fun, and you're like, your God doesn't exist.
The microwave's there. The Jesus isn't.
That's hilarious. Oh, gracious.
I think that wouldn't be too difficult. The only problem is he going to be able to have the burrito fully cooked? Because it's probably still going to be a block of ice in the center, but boiling lava hot around it.
It's a good point. As a matter of fact, if Jesus could come down, just look, I'm not saying you got to come back and save the world. I'm not saying you got to come back and fulfill the second coming yet. But
Fix microwave
if
technology.
you could come down and make microwaves heat the burrito evenly, that'd be great. And maybe if you could have them heat Hot Pockets with just the right. See, I can't ask questions around you guys, but just have the right amount of crispness on the outside and still like warm, toasty, nice in the middle.
See, the problem that I have anytime I microwave something that has a bread product to it, the bread inevitably becomes stone.
That's true.
It is so freaking hard.
Yep.
And then you can get, you cut the whole outside of the bread portion off.
Right.
And then you've got perfectly cooked insides.
So maybe that's the key. Maybe for microwaves, we just need to start wrapping stuff with bread. Like whatever it is, and it forms like a little cocoon.
A cocoon of cooking.
A bread cocoon. And it protects whatever it is.
It's a pita.
It's a pita cocoon, and that's how you cook stuff in the microwave.
Maybe they were onto something when they invented the pita.
Maybe so. Maybe
that's what the whole thing is it's wrong, is they're not cooking it in pitas.
Maybe Jesus was telling us about it the whole time with the unleavened bread.
He may have been onto something.
May have been. So this question goes back, of course, to can God create a rock so big that he can't move it? It's the old philosophical quandary.
Oh, the old quagmire.
Yeah. If he's all powerful, can you create a rock so big that you can't move it? Really comes back to that.
I don't think so.
Right. So, but then is he really all powerful? If he can't do it, is he all powerful?
I mean, who's going to be able to judge him on that?
That's a good question. God's God.
Oh,
the grand God.
God's wife.
God's wife.
I told you couldn't move it. Why'd you even make it so big?
Oh,
we don't got room for it. God.
Oh,
I think this one took a turn you weren't expecting.
that's for sure it did. That's funny. We've got rid of Jesus Christ. Now God has a grandfather and a wife.
Yeah.
And both of them are giving him crap all the time.
Told you couldn't make it that big.
Wow. I tell you what God's got to do.
Smite us.
He's got to find John Travolta.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, I love it.
I think we're done with Pastor the Heathen this week.
Yeah, this is more of just a goofiness.
Well, it was a goofy episode, but 37, man.
Yeah, oh my God, it is 37
in the books, and we're coming up on some really cool stuff in the future, and we'll just get right on up to our updates.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said it with a question.
Oh my God, are we gonna do updates?
We're gonna tell. Oh wow.
Are we gonna? Oh, somebody got the little pling, little chimes.
So
little finger chimes.
I enjoyed the 4 questions new segment so much that it was just playing in the background on my computer
the whole time.
It was just cycling through. All right.
Beauty.
How about a little updates and we'll get out of here.
All right. We got some news updates for you today.
And I'll go ahead and take the updates this week if that's all right. Since we're in the not in the farm. If we're in the farm,
we're at the farm.
We'd be in the dirt. If we were at the in the farm.
In the dirts.
That sounds weird.
Taking a dirt now.
Being in the farm. Hey, I do know where to bury the bodies.
Well, that's a good point.
If it ever came up, I'm the guy to call.
And you could bless them on the way in.
That's a good point.
Touche.
You know what we got for updates this week?
Nope.
We got nothing. All right, we'll see y'all next week. No, we got a couple of things. Like we've said the last few weeks, for sure, go and join our Facebook group. Man, we're having a lot of fun over there. And you get a whole bunch of inside information.
Yes.
So you get kind of the lives of, everybody that posts rotten memes.
Yeah.
That's just what we do there. As we progress, if you'll stay involved in that group, we'll show you glimpses of our lives that you're not going to get in the podcast.
And what's it called again?
It is called the Cult of the Life Shippers.
Yes.
And the Life Shippers is a reference to our Patreon account. So if you go to Patreon, there's a couple of different levels. There's a $3 level, $5, and a $20. And the $5 level is the Hidden Brethren, and the $20 level is the Life Shippers.
Yes.
And you have to go back a few episodes to hear about the life ship and blah, blah, blah. It's kind of this ethos that we've been building. And you get the Hidden Revival when you join on those 2 levels.
Correct.
As well as some really cool merch stuff. You get some great discounts, and I think Life Shipper is like 50%.
Yeah, 50% off.
Basically,
all
it's
merch.
just a lost leader for us.
Yeah.
We don't make anything. You guys get to pay half price. So it's a really good deal. And man, the Hidden Revival is going to go places.
Yeah.
It's a cool,
that's a lot of fun,
podcast.
dude.
So we enjoy that. So anyway, Facebook group and Patreon, go check it out. Speaking of merch, our merch mogul is amazing. She's coming up with stuff all the time, and we're going to have to give her the Zombie Flotilla.
Yep.
Because that's going to be another great shirt.
Yes, it is.
So you got shirts, and you can go to our website, and you can go over, and it actually connects you to her website.
Correct.
And she makes all those shirts in-house for us. No Chinese labor folks, just her kids, from what I understand.
Yeah, sometimes. Well, the kids don't help. They just jump on her back, literally.
Oh, that's right. Last time we were there.
Yeah.
It's like carrying around like monkeys.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
But eventually free labor for her. They got to grow into those pants a little bit.
Grow into those shirts.
That's right. Head over to the website. You can leave us a voicemail. You can leave us an email. And by the way, sign up for our emails. It'll pop up when you go to the website. And in the future, we haven't quite got it down yet, but in the future, we'll shoot emails every week whenever the episode drops and new merch drops and blah, blah, blah. It's a good way to stay connected with us. And last but not least, we would love for y'all to follow us on TikTok. We will be doing more and more as we progress. Old Beezy and I are really getting our schedules down.
Yes.
Where we can be more devoted to making that content happen. Beezy's been in between jobs. I'm busy and crazy like always, and it's just been, especially the last couple months, it seems like.
Yeah, it's
has
been brutal.
Really
It's been brutal.
difficult. So making it happen, but follow us over there, and we will try to get some more of that. And last but not least this week, we want to remind you about our sponsors and our affiliates. As always, check out Coco Cocktail. They are a wonderful beverage company, and they're trying to get distribution, and we're just behind that guy 100%.
Oh, yeah. Quality product.
Product's great. The company's great. He does charitable stuff all the time. He even jumps out of airplanes sometimes.
I know. That was
just
awesome.
A madman. You can follow him on Instagram. You can see all that stuff at Coco Cocktails. That's COCO Cocktails. Go find him and order his products. You can use our promo codes FWTG7 or FWTG12, depending on if you get 1 case or 2. Is that right?
It's the 8-pack or 24-pack.
Okay, there you go. And just go ahead and
Get the 24.
Get the 24-pack, and it's free shipping.
Yeah,
which
always.
is a pretty good deal. Ballsy is our affiliate, as well as Manly Man Company and Bottle Keeper. You can find all that information in our show notes. And also, if you follow us on TikTok, you'll be able to see our commercials that we will try to do on a weekly basis that we'll paste over there. And last but not least, as always, we want to thank all of the fans, the OGs and the newbies.
Yes.
And we do have some newbies.
We do.
Picking up fans all the time. And it keeps us going.
Yeah.
It's really disheartening there for a bit. We would have 0 download days.
Yeah.
Like they just nothing. And when you spin in your wheels and you don't feel like you're getting any traction, it's hard to keep going. But we haven't had a 0 day in a long time.
Yeah, it's been quite a while.
So picking up traction. And just a reminder, this is going to come out. We'll have about a week after this episode drops to get to 500. I'm actually raising the stakes a little bit for the listeners.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to bump the numbers to 550.
Okay.
And if we hit 550, I'm going to join you.
You're going to get tattooed as well?
I'm going to do the Plumptable as well.
Oh, snap.
So we got a challenge for 550. So what that means is we're going to take away, or we're going to make, we're going to make a qualification that some of our downloads were sneakily gotten. And if you've already listened to the episode, we love you going back and re-listening. But
Yes.
the goal is to get more folks.
Yes.
So we're going to raise it to 550 if we can hit that by the end of the month. Both of us going under the needle and
Yeah,
doing
boy.
a little hashtag Plumptable.
My word.
Yeah. Oh, Beezy's words. We're excited.
You're going to
about that.
tattoo some of my likings on you.
So we'll hit that.
Does that mean I own you at that point?
I don't know. The hashtag.
I own your arm.
What?
Well, are you going to get it tattooed on your arm?
I don't think so.
Oh, you should get some ink above your stink.
No. Small of the back's definitely out. No Plumptable tramp stamp on the old Pinewood. And, the arms aren't impressive enough to tattoo.
Fair enough.
So I'm thinking
On your ankle.
down, something like that.
Yeah, there you go.
Or behind my ear where nobody can ever
Get on
see
your
it.
taint. A taint too.
How does that even work? We will not be showing video of that, I can assure you. So that is the anyway. That's the challenge. Help us out. And last but not least, thank you to our wives. You really help us keep the fire going and allowing us to do this, and it means a whole bunch. And usually you guys even feed us.
Yeah.
And so...
And I will say, I believe you said
Good times.
last but not least for the last 4 or 5 of those.
Did I?
I think so.
And last but not least, how about we could do a little ponder this, and we'll get out of here for this episode.
I like it.
All right.
Ponder this. Falcons can live to be 12 to 15 years old, which means that all falcons alive today were born in the 21st century. Therefore, all falcons alive today are millennial falcons. $7,000. Sorry, Disney.
Hey, bro.
Eh?
You got the stuff?
You know it.
I need.
You got the money?
I need at least 75% of a bottle.
Nah, I can't do that, bro.
What do you got?
I can give you 50-50 mix.
I'm jonesing over here, man.
I know you is.
What's it cut with?
Why don't you just take a sample of it real quick?
All right, let me try it. Dude, is that cut with Kraft?
You know it.
Kraft?
Crapped.
Can't do it. I'm out, bro.
All right, then.